Oh, did I tell y'all? What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here, girl, 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 girl. Today is the one of the first headlines I saw is that Richard Cheney, known to you as Dick Cheney, he's died. Dick is died. Dick is dead. Dick is dead. And I was like, oh, they going in. Is they going in alphabetical order? I comes before O, right? D-I. But then I remember, oh, this motherfucker's name is Richard. Anyways. So Dick Cheney is dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead. The witch is dead. Get the munchkins. Come on, with the lollipops. With the lollipops. We represent. They were rejoicing because the wicked witch was dead. Y'all want to act like when Chucky got sniped. When Chucky got sniped. When Chucky got sniped, y'all was acting like, oh my God, I can't believe y'all are celebrating somebody getting killed. Girl, that man's whole mission was in direct opposition to your existence, your very existence and your identity. Fuck that motherfucker. Girl, I hope the maggots are gnawing on his fucking teeth. Them little ass teeth he had in his fucking head. Big head, little teeth. And then we see Erikkka Kirk down there. Erikkka KKK Kirk. Erikkka. She spells her name with a K. Erikkka. That's what and she over there hugging John Dick Vance. What's his name? Jungle Dick Vance. I don't know what his fucking name is. VD Vance. Venereal disease Vance. They over there hugging. He's sliding his thing up in her. And then, John Dick Vance is married to an Indian woman. And girl, they showed a before and after picture before he became VP. And what she looks like now, when I tell you that lady looks like she's been sent through a fucking, I don't know. She looked like she'd been sent through one of them car washes, them drive-through car washes, but dirty. She looked crazy as hell. Like her whole face has changed. Like she looks like tired. I meant to show y'all these nails the other day. I mentioned them in a video and I mentioned them twice in a video and I never showed y'all because I was talking about how ornate they were and how I really want to put them on, but they're really 3D. Like they have like 3D, like they're really 3D. Hold on. Okay, I want to show y'all these nails now. They are really, really pretty. They are very, very 3D. I don't have the affiliate code yet because I haven't been able to sit down. Like I have purchased these acrylic press-on nails from several different entities. So I don't want to join an affiliate for several different entities because I have seen similar sets on other sites. Like they almost like they have a lot of similar sets. So I was like, I have to pick the one that has the best, because like Everyday Dose, which I love, and y'all buy Everyday Dose, and I get like I don't get money from them. I get a credit to buy more stuff, right? So it's really not like, that's why I said I think I'm gonna stop using Everyday Dose, even though I just got this mug for free. I got a whole bunch of collagen creamer for free. So I'm trying to use up my credits, but it's like over $400. So shout out to y'all for like really buying Everyday Dose. I hope you're loving it, but I drink Everyday Dose every single day. And sometimes I do mix it with coffee. But they have now, Everyday Dose has another selection of like a stronger version of what is here. So if you go on the site, they also have matcha. They have a collagen creamer. It's not vegan. Collagen creamer, coconut collagen creamer, which I put in. Right. I've been like kind of dehydrated over the week. I have those hydration things. I really do not like the way they taste. I have tasted every flavor and I don't like it. Maybe they taste really better cold, but I like to drink room temperature water, and maybe that's affecting the flavor because I don't drink it has to be hot for me to drink cold water. I've gotten to a place where I drink room temperature water because it allows me to drink it faster, either room temperature or hot. That's what I prefer. But I need to find the people with the nails, because there's one company that I really liked, but they lost my first package. They put the wrong zip code on, and it's my package is lost. I contacted them. They said they're going to remake the nails that I ordered, or they can give me a refund. I requested to have the nails that I ordered because I really like the nails, and I told them, like, I'm an affiliate. I want to be an affiliate, but this thing with the shipping and y'all not like, and it was at the end of September. This is November. So I've been trying to deal with them. So I was like, I don't know if I want to be an affiliate for y'all because y'all don't got shipping. And I don't need nobody coming down here talking about, Erikkka, I didn't get my such and such because of shipping. Because all I'm doing is connecting you to my source, right? I'm connecting you to the plug, right? But then because of the way that we work in capitalism, and what I also learned from MLM, and what I think more people should do, is when I recommend something to you and you go buy it, I should get something from it. I like, that's something that I completely agree with, right? And we do it all the time, word of mouth, word of mouth, word of mouth. But if I give my opinion on something, you're like, oh, Erikkka, where did you get that? When you go and buy it, I want to get a referral. Like, I referred you to that, and you're going to be happy with the product, because I'm not going to tell you nothing wrong. I'm really not. So I got these nails. Oh, girl, let me look at my nose. Ain't no other bitch up here, nigga. Let's go. I need more money than problems this year. Let's go. I still give big bitch head, nigga. Let's go. Stick in my lap, look like a dick. Let's go. These bitches is done eating. Tell them check, please. And then somebody asked me where I got this. I don't even know where I got this. I don't know if I got this inside, like, when my kid has discovered the clearance rack at Kohl's, baby. He be over there talking about, I need to go. He got some pants. He was so happy. They went from $34 to $9.99. And he was like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He be so happy when he finds a deal, the cancer. He be so happy. But this mirror, I think I got when I was in the eye. You know how they be having all the travel stuff? It's magnifying on one side and regular on one side, and has, the light, and the light goes up and down, and then different colors, but it sits up. And I use these to do my lashes because I need to be close. I need to be real close, even though I have a wall magnifying glass. Like, if I need to do them real fast, like, I did these super duper fast. And these are really cute because they have blue. See the blue tint at the tips? See how I don't have to wear makeup. I just use enhancements, right? Like, lashes make it look like you have on. It just really, like, makes your face pop, right? But then I was like, ooh, I like the blue. I think I'm gonna get green, but I think pink would be really cute. Yeah, I got these lashes off a TikTok shop. It's a whole little pack of lashes with blue tips on them. I should have got the green ones. I think pink would look really cute. Anyways, so let me get back to these nails. So that's what I'm trying to find, because I bought these nails from a different place. I bought these nails from a different place. I bought these nails from a different place. So, but look at these. Are y'all ready? Ooh, these are not even the ones that I have not shown you, because I don't want to show you. I just want to pop out and show niggas when I come down here. You can be like, Erikkka, your nails. These right here. Look at these. All right. You see them? Do you see them? But they're fucking 3D for real. Like, look at this nail. They have it's a cherub on the nail. Hold on. It is so cute. Look. Look. Isn't that cute? Oh my God. I like this nail, and I really love this nail right here. How did I have it? Oh, I had it like this. Hold on. So you could see it. It has a rose on it. Isn't it pretty? Look at that. Oh, I love it. So I think I'm gonna put these on next. But the thumbs I really don't like. And I probably can take the little sparkly thing off. I'm sure I can pop it off. because I popped off. I wanted to see how strong they were, and I popped off one of the angels on on the other ones, but I put it back with some gel and cured it. But this is the thumb. I don't really like. I don't know about hearts. I really don't like hearts. But then I did see this ring that I thought was really cute. It was like a three with a V, like a sideways V. You know, like the you know how when you do a heart in on your computer you put three and then the little arrow going to the left and it'll make a heart. But I saw a ring like that and it was like a double-sided ring. So when you it like curved over, it didn't connect, but one side was a V and the other side was a three. So I really like that. But I don't really like hearts and shit. I'm serious. I really don't. Don't give me nothing with a bunch of fucking hearts on it. Girl, get out of here. But then these are really cute. Now these are almond. These are just regular almond shaped. And I figured these would be good for the fall. They're a little demure. I don't really like the pinkies that much. But these are pretty. This is for, you know, a little light work diva. You know what I'm saying? I figure these were really cute for like fall. This one, I like this nail a lot. And this one. I like flowers. Now I like flowers. Hearts and shit. No, get them hearts and shit away from me. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying. These were from Nailforia and these are from Nail Vista. And these are not, they're not under 10. These are over $10. A lot of them are over $10. Some of them are $20. But the gag is you can reuse them, right? They all come with the sticky tape. If you want to get one for like, if you were doing a Halloween party, right? Ooh, they had some real cute Halloween nails. They had like, I got these Halloween nails. I'm about to take these off, but they had some purple and black Halloween nails that had like lollipops and shit. They were like super 3D. So if you should probably go if you want to get some Halloween nails. They might be cute that you might like. You know, some people like Halloween all year round, like the theme, spiders and you know ghost and blood and eyeballs and stuff like that. But they had the one they were like purple and black, and they had the pinky had like a lollipop, a 3D lollipop on it, little purple lollipop with a white stick. They were really cute, and I was gonna get those, but they were like these are what do they call these stilet? No, not stiletto. Coffin. They call these coffin. So I do like the coffin nails. I like the straight nails, but the straight nails give me very 90s, like when I used to wear nails back in the day when I would wear like get my nails done I would get my nails done every now and again, but I wasn't the type to go get like I probably wouldn't go get a fill, maybe a one time, but I would get my nails done once and then let them like fall off or take them off or whatever, or, you know, or take them off with what do you call it, acetone or whatever. I would just take them off, but then I wouldn't go like I wasn't like a regular at a nail shop. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, aren't these cute? I know y'all like these. I know some of y'all like these. Look at these. Aren't they pretty? Look at this one's pretty. This has a little white cherub face on it, little angel face. It would be cute if they had some brown angels, but it doesn't matter. Little cherubs. Anyway, so I put on my lip dew. I got my lip dew on. Good oldie but goodie Smith's Rosebud Solve. I have all the shit on, so I got that shit on. This, you know, this is the best one for me because yesterday I was watching my Braxton's review, and I do not like when shit accumulates. You understand what I'm saying? Girl, I just spent 15 minutes talking about not one topic, not one topic. Y'all ready to talk? Okay, let's get down to the blogs and see what the FUCK is going on. I watched Real Housewives of Orange County last night. I watched the last two episodes. They were in Amsterdam. Tamra is a either. Tamra really had them at that table believing that Gretchen was going around liking homophobic rhetoric. And like at first I was like, Gretchen, you need to stick up for yourself. Why aren't you even advocating for yourself? Gretchen was sitting at the table. So they're in Amsterdam. Aren't they? Yeah, they're in Amsterdam. Heather went out there to spread her father's ashes in the home that they moved to, when she left the home, they moved to Amsterdam and lived there for a long time. So she dropped his ashes down. So the girls are having their different things. I loved when they took shrooms and went into the maze. That shit was amazing. Like, I want to go to Amsterdam real bad. Um, but the whole time it's been, Gretchen and Tamra, getting into it, taking digs at each other, taking shots at each other. And we know that Slade hates. When I tell you he hates that lady, he really does. And so Tamara said she's been sitting on this for a year. Remember we talked about how the women gather stuff and then they use it for ammunition in a fight? Tamara is one of them. Who did we name off? It was Tamara. I think I did say Tamara. Somebody else said, who else holds on to stuff to tell you later? Giselle and Ashley do the same thing. They'll find out stuff and then they'll hold it to be like, oh, didn't you say? Oh, my friend said that you was so. Girl, shut up. So anyways, Tamara said she'd been holding on to this information for about a year. She showed Gina. She gave Gina basically, how Giselle does Ashley. Tamara did Gina the same way. Told her some information, and then Gina felt bad about what the information was and was like, no, we need to address this right now. Yeah, get Gina to do it. So Gina, she sits at the table and she was like, I really have something I want to talk to you about. It's really bothering me ever since I heard it. And then and Tamara goes, oh, what we talked about earlier? She was like, yeah. She was like, I have this information that it shows that you have been liking posts that are transphobic, that are homophobic, that are against Dylan Mulvaney. Remember the trans woman who did the ad? I think she did like a Pepsi ad, or oh no, it was a Bud Light ad, and the people got mad, and the whites, the conservatives. I don't understand black conservatives because you know what they're trying to conserve, right? And their conservation doesn't include you. They would rather erase you. But what's crazy is I don't understand how white people think, like racist white folks think. You want to destroy black people, but you can't be racist without the group of people to be racist towards. You can't operate under your delusion of white superiority without non-white people. So if you want your delusion to continue, why would you kill off the folks that you trying to oppress or try to kill off? I think that's one of the reasons. Like they like black folks in America have really come through a lot of resiliency and are still here. But anyways, be that as it may, she was liking posts that, and so Heather is really involved. Her election, I think Heather has 2 boys and 2 girls, and the girls are queer. I think she has a trans child. I'm not sure, but the girls are queer or non-binary. One of them I think is non-binary, and then and then she has 2 sons and 2 daughters, I believe, and I think 2 of her children are queer, or 3 of them are queer. I don't know, but this is the thing. They felt like Heather was going to be more offended by it because her children are queer, but I don't have any queer children, and I'm think I would be upset too. I would be like, girl, what the fuck? And I'm like, Emily. So okay, let me get to it. So Gina brings it up. Now I don't know what Gretchen was on. I don't know if Gretchen had a Xanax, but she was sitting there at the table and she was like, what? Like she was like not like no emotion. She didn't even like lean up in her chair. She didn't even lean across the table. She didn't even raise her voice. She was like, that's not me. Why would I do that? Maybe I liked it by accident. And she was like, you can like something like this by accident. Like this is like hate. Like this is hate stuff about trans and LGBTQIA folk. So there's no way you could have accidentally, which I thought was like, that's not a good reason for anything. And then she was like, I don't know. And even Tamara was like, that's not a good, I don't know. It's not a good response. She was like, I don't know. And then Heather was like, do you know that every 45 seconds, a queer child tries to take their life because of the shit that's going on in the world and this and that. And then she gets up and she walks away from the table. She gets on the phone with her husband. and tells Terry DeBro, tells him. He was like, oh no. And then, what's her name was like, I don't know. That's not how I feel. Those are not my feelings. And then what's her name? The dimwit with the boyfriend that she don't know what to do with nothing. She like literally depends on a man for everything. What's that girl's name? I can't remember her name, but you know who I'm talking about. She was sitting next to Tamara. So she goes to Tamara, do you feel that way about gay people? Because based on your religion, because these conservatives, they start practicing to me it's so phony and fake, but they start practicing Christianity and then they use the Christianity to fuel their hatred towards gay folks and trans folks. You know what I'm saying? And so Heather yells at old girl and she was like, what do you mean? Jesus loves everybody. Jesus loves gay people. Jesus does not operate from hate and this and that. But I understood what she was trying to say. Is it, because people use religion to fuel their hatred to the LGBTQIA community, to Black people, to non-white people. Like, white people use the Bible in a very oppressive, violent, hostile, aggressive way. It's not, it's weird because they're not practicing the religion because they really want to follow the steps of this man that the religion is built upon. They just want to be able to control and oppress, and they use the religion to do that. But anyway, so I understood what she was trying to say, and Heather was like, what do you mean? Heather was pissed. So Gretchen ends up getting up from the table. Heather got up from the table. Gretchen gets up from the table. She gets on the phone with Slade. Slade was like, I'm about to find out where all this shit originated. We about to find out. I'm going to find out, right? They were like, why do you get on the phone with Slade? I don't know if Slade gives her like the motivation to speak up for herself, but Gretchen, I don't know what happened to Gretchen. Gretchen's personality is completely different. And white women, after they live a life, swinging by the chandeliers, and what they do to change the perception, their public perception or their social perception, is to get married and have a child and then erase their party girl era, right? Ashley Darby did the same thing. They think when they have a baby that everything is erased. And a lot of women, they will literally change their whole persona and their whole personality. And now they're a mom with pink bows and headbands and 1950s hairstyles. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like she really gives you Stepford wife. And Gretchen wasn't like that. And I don't understand what happened. But I really don't understand. Even like them, when they were, before they, in one other episode, they were going on a trip and like Slade and the daughter came out to pray with Gretchen. What? Girl, give me a break. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But turns out that Tamara was lying. Like I don't know where, I don't know, like stuff can be really doctored, and using AI and stuff like that, you can really doctor up some shit to look like somebody was liking posts. And there were screenshots. So Gina said later that she went to the post and she couldn't find Gretchen's likes. And so Tamara was like, well, maybe she went back and unliked them. No, Tamara. When I tell you Tamara is a sneaky little bitch, sneaky. Sneaky as fuck, like real sneaky. To the fact that when they were done taping, they said Gina, Shannon, and what's the other girl's name with Ryan? I can't think of her name right now. Y'all tell me. Ryan's wife. I mean, she centers men, and her identity is based on a man anyway. So Ryan's fiance, girl, we'll just call her that, since being connected to a man is more important than her own self-worth and self and identity. So Ryan's fiance, they were all sitting there and they were like, and then Shannon was like, that's evil. Tamara has been talking to bloggers, leaking stuff about the show. And so then Gina, which I love it. Gina was like, so tell me something that she told you, so I know that you're telling me the truth. Baby, when I tell you that motherfucker was running shit down, the day he knew the day that what's the girl's name, the Asian woman? I can't think of her name either. He knew the day she stopped filming, and the scene that was her last scene with Tamra. They showed a clip. I'm telling you, they ran it down. I can't wait to get to the reunion. I loved Andy's hair. I love that long gray look that Andy had going on in this reunion. I really do. I know the people really don't like Andy, but I think there's something about Andy Cohen that I think because he's so messy that I really love that. And I read his first book, so I kind of get where he's coming from with these shows, but he has his favorites and stuff like that. And I think that he really likes the girls that are more messy than the girls that are actually messy and smart. And I don't know if he thinks it's a better, like he can get them to do stuff, I don't know. But I love the way Andy's hair was at the reunion. And a lot of people online were saying that this season of Orange County was bad. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. The fact that Tamra has been leaking the show's scenes and what's happening on the show to bloggers. That's how that Lisa Rinna, she did the same thing, leaking information to the blogs to let them know what's going on. Monique Samuels did the same thing, leaking shit to the blogs, to kind of put themselves in a better light. She did that shit after her and Candace got into it. Monique went to the blogs trying to create a narrative to the point where at the beginning of the season, everybody was like, Candace threw a glass. Candace did this. I mean, like when I tell you it was a perfect execution of changing the narrative, that when we finally saw the video that y'all were still operating under the false narrative, even though you were able to see what actually happened, and was like, she provoked her. She provoked her. And I'm like, okay, well, she blacked out, but then remembered every single fucking thing. Okay. We know that was a case of misdirected anger that happened with Monique, but Monique did the same thing. Leaking stuff to the blogs. I'm going to tell you that guy on the phone was what he proved that Tamra has been leaking stuff to the blogs. Because where else would you get that information from? Who else gave you that information? What's her name? Tammy? I don't know what the girl's name is, the Asian girl, but she's up there with her husband at the reunion. So we'll see how that goes. So Orange County to me has been good. Shannon Beador, I'm so fucking tired of Shannon Beador. I'm so tired of this klutz act that you're so uncoordinated and, I don't know how to ride a bike. Girl, you are 100 years old. You don't know how to fucking ride a bike and stay steady on a bike? Get the fuck off a bike, girl. Like, all the stuff that Shannon does annoys the shit out of me because I feel like it's an act. And her and Vicky used to do that shit all the time, right? Act like Lucy and Ethel, like literally act like Lucy and Ethel. Tamara was in on it. Shannon is funny, but the act of being this uncoordinated klutz, it really gives like Lucille Ball, like you're really giving slapstick, and it's not funny. It really isn't funny. Oh, I can't. I'm on a bike. Girl, how old are you? 82? And you can't ride a bike? Get the fuck out of here, Shannon. Shannon putting on her Spanx. Shannon is up there. Hey, Siri, how old is Shannon Beador? Hey, Siri, how old is Shannon? But how old is Shannon Beador?
Okay, I found this on the web for how old.
Hold on, let me go. Wait, hold on. Oh, wait. Girl, what the hell? She was born in 1964. She's 61 years old. She went to USC. She needs to change her last name. She needs to take Beador off her fucking name. Because that motherfucking David was a fucking creep. She need to take David off of her. And David, motherfucker, didn't David work for her father at one point? Or her father funded him or something? Something. But yeah, Shannon, I like Shannon. Like, Shannon is one of my favorite characters on OC. And I like Emily too, but Emily with this act like I'm a bad mom. Her son is autistic. I think he has ARFID as well, where certain foods and textures he just won't eat, and he likes food that has a certain taste, a certain texture, so he doesn't eat a lot. And a lot of children have that. A lot of people wonder, like, their kids have their palates. They don't even want the texture. It's very much like a texture thing, or how it feels in your mouth. It makes them like, ugh. And so they don't want it. They don't want to eat. They don't want to eat nothing. So they've been having some difficulties. He's very clingy to Emily and this and that. Emily said that her husband, Shane, called her and he was frustrated with the boys, right? Because they have two boys. Frustrated with the boys. Luke is the son with autism, and he was very frustrated, and she was crying because she was like, I feel like I should be home. And then I kept saying, but you're working. Like, yeah, you might be in Amsterdam having a good time, but you are at work, girl. So you can't go home. You're at work in Amsterdam. Yes, it's a fun show. Yes, you're taking shrooms. Yes, you're, having fun in the red light district. Yes, you're on a paddle boat down this little canal or whatever. But you're at work. So let Shane take care of the kids. He'll figure out, yes, that's why you're here, right? You get on the phone, let him vent about the kids. That's what you're there for. That doesn't mean I just feel so bad because I'm not there. You're at work. Tamra, no, I haven't liked Tamra in a long time. I think Tamra is very like vindictive. Like even this, Tamra has this like permanent, like almost like I wouldn't call it a scowl, but it's almost like when I see Tamra, her face always looks like this is always crinkled up. Even though she has the Botox, this right here is always crinkled up. This is how her face looks. Like, just like, I don't know, like she's up to something. I don't know. Tamra, I don't like Tamra. Tamra. I keep calling her Tambra from Bell Collective. Tamra. Emily is okay. Shannon is okay. I do not like Gina. To get Gina out of here. But Gina, the one thing I do like about her is that she brings stuff up. Like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's get it out on the table. We need to talk about this. We need to address it immediately. I don't like the woman who acts like um what's her boyfriend? I already even forgot his name. Um Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna get her name right now. Gina Emily Bronwyn. There was a Bronwyn on there? Jen. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about Jen. Katie is the Asian lady. Katie and Jen. I used to like Kelly Dodd until she became conservative. I liked her big mouth. Um Megan King. Remember her? Oh my God. I remember when she was on there. Heather Dubrow, Gretchen, Alexis. Alexis is trash. Um, oh yeah, Miss Pat was in an interview with T.S. Madison, and she told the story about her how she was raised not to like gay people, and then her daughter's cheerleading coach was a lesbian woman, and she said she didn't like her. No, the woman never did anything to her, never said anything to her, never mistreated her daughter. She just didn't like the woman because she was taught to have a hatred towards lesbians. She's like, gay men, quote, sissies were okay because I can be around men, but I didn't like the lesbians, and I didn't like her lesbian, and she said she lost friends. Like her daughter came out, and she lost friends. She said she had one friend tell her, let's pray the gay away." Like I can't believe in 2025 there are actually human beings believing that you can pray gay away. Like I feel like those people are sick. I feel like those people need help. Like you literally 2025, like in the 21st century, are thinking that you can convert someone through prayer. What did Heather say? Jesus loves everybody. Ain't no other bitch up here, nigga. Let's go. I more money than problems this year. Let's go. Still give big bitch head, nigga. Let's go. Sick of my life look like a dick. Oh shit, let's go. These bitches is done eating. Tell them check, please. These bitches is done eating. Tell them check, please. Done eating these hoes. Tell them check, please. Let's talk about what I've been talking about That poor baby can't even lift his fucking body up. That's really sad. That's terribly sad. Oh, I was playing music. He's overstimulated. Get him out of that room with all that loud music. Put him on some warm clothes. She irks me. No blanket, nothing. He's just out there, poor thing. Every comment I read is negative. How do y'all know her baby is not in therapy? Because she shares every aspect of her life, even on down to her delivering him. She streamed live. So now all of a sudden you can't show the baby getting therapy. No, no child deserves to be under the parental guidance of this gutter snipe. Girl, at all. I don't know. I can't imagine there's no CPS workers watching this. But again, nobody really knows where she lives. She's like, what do they call him? A vagabond. Hopefully he can encourage her to get the therapy that the baby needs. His ass needs therapy. When I tell you them two niggas are on the I kept saying them Blueface and Chrisean are special needs. I believe that. And then the environment that they're in, that gutter snipe, hood, ghetto, low level in the gutter environment, does not help with children who have undiagnosed special needs. And all Chrisean is doing is repeating the cycle. If I was Carlissa, I would have been in court trying to get my grandson, because a baby can't is 2 years old and still in diapers, can't even lift his body up off of Blueface's body. I believe the child is blind because he never focuses on anything. But you can have the baby on a live stream though. But we can't see the baby getting therapy. The baby is not getting therapy. The baby doesn't even talk. Nonverbal, doesn't have like the body strength to lift himself up. He's just almost like a rag doll, almost a little blind rag doll. And everybody has something to say. Doesn't it take a village to raise a child? So the entire village is looking at the child and looking at your parenting and looking at the fact that you were drinking and smoking during your pregnancy. And now we shaking our fingers at you and judging you because you deserve to be judged. Did nobody tell you to bring this child into the world? And now you brought the child into the world and you're not even taking steps to give it a better quality of life because you fucked up. Shit, he's more nurturing than her. DDG counting the minutes till Chrisean gotta go. Keep the baby off the internet. Poor baby. Just going every which way. Why is he never fully clothed? Because he's being raised by wolves. He's being raised by hood wolves. Gutter snipe, low on the frequency, residing in the root chakra, on survival mode. All they know how to do is fucking fight. They don't give a shit about nothing. It's with YOLO. We only live once out this motherfucker. So we're gonna do whatever the hell we're gonna bring children in the world. We're not gonna give them the things that if you're a parent and you decide to be a parent, your duty is to make sure that the child grows up to be able to live without you. That's your job. That's your mission. When you've been granted the privilege of having a child and you neglect them, it's off with your head. Off with your head. Chrisean needs her motherfucking guillotine appointment. And nobody has stepped in to say, hey, this baby needs therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy. It needs to, you like, if you're looking at it's like, so, yeah, see, he ain't pop up yet. Hold on. Hold on. Do it one more time. He fucking asleep. You ain't pop up yet, though, bro. You probably got to put it on everyone. So the baby only has on a diaper, and he's like on Blueface's chest. It just looks really, really bad. But anyways, I came down here to comment on the stuff that I left comments on. if I leave a comment, if it's not too long, I'll post it to Threads. Right, I'm on Threads and I'm on Twitter, but mostly my Threads is just comments that I've left on a post. So here's a comment. Here's Julia Fox. I know y'all took out your moral police. Y'all were moral police on Halloween while Julia Fox was wearing a costume that showed Jackie Kennedy's blood-soaked Chanel after John F. Kennedy, after Jack was assassinated. A scene is horrible. I was always fascinated and wonder. I feel like I could go find it. Maybe y'all know. After he was assassinated, it looked like J- Jackie was trying to climb out of the car. Remember, she was going like towards the back, like to the trunk of the car, like moving, like trying to get. I don't know. She thought like maybe they're going to shoot again because it was only one shot. But I don't know. Maybe she thought she was going to shoot again. But for me, I would have went down, not trying to crawl off the back. But your husband just got shot in the head, and he like slumps, and all the blood, the splatter, and brain. She had brain matter on her too. Did y'all know that she had his brains on her. If you go back and look at the suit, it looks really crazy like afterwards. But Jackie Kennedy decided to wear it the entire day, even when they swore Lyndon B. Johnson in. That's his name, right? When they swore him in, because he's a vice president, when they swore him in, she was standing there with the Chanel with the blood on it, the pink Chanel with the blood on it. So Julia Fox was that for Halloween, and everybody's like, oh my God. First of all, Halloween, isn't that the devil's day? So what are we doing with the morals on this day? Where we have morals all of a sudden and we should respect and all. I was like, really, I thought it was really hilarious because really people really put on a show. But I think people have an issue with Julia Fox because she interrupted Marlon Wayans. And God forbid you interrupt a black man when he's talking and he's about to give some idealized version that is not rooted in any sort of reality, just so y'all can be like, oh yes, I got my fingers crossed. Girl. So here she goes. In the same interview, she talks about,
because I think that
she talks about
religious
being celibate. She talks about being celibate and how she's celibate because there's no viable partners out here, which is a good reason to be celibate, right? So let's listen to what she has to say.
I don't know if celibate is like the right word because I think that has a lot of like religious meaning. I just can't find anyone that I want to. That's really what's happening right now. And it's a big problem. And I think a lot of women feel that way. So I think just men need to just be more fuckable. I don't know if celibate is like the right.
She said men need to be more fuckable. And I said, y'all do know that you don't have to participate. You know that, right? You know that being in a romantic relationship is not a right. It's not a requirement. It's not something you have to do. It's not something you deserve. Do you truly believe that you deserve to be in a relationship with the average socialized man? You can always opt out and live a long life. And that's what the girls do not understand. And it, to me, I see a lot, like I'm on TikTok and I see a lot of black women with, there's a lot of black women who are on board, like, okay, we're opting out, we're not participating in these, these free labor games. Okay, we're not participating in that. We're not dealing with people who are not emotional intelligent, who can't, have a productive conversation, right? We're not doing that. We're not abandoning ourselves just to be in relationship with somebody who, by, on paper, doesn't even match up. We should not even be in proximity to you, right? But love allowed men to get proximity to you. When they switched over getting in a relationship for financial security to love, it allowed a plethora of men undeserving of offspring to have access to you, right? So that's what I said about that. Then the UK writer who said that boyfriends are embarrassing. So this was her on TMZ. And I left a comment and I said, shout out to all the men in the comments affirming the fact that they are, in fact, quite embarrassing. And it's so weird because these men in the comments that like attack you for being, like I don't know if I would say I'm anti-male because I have male friends. The closest people, a lot of the closest people to me are males. Yes, they're gay males, but they're males, right? At the end of the day. But I'm not pro marriage because I know it doesn't benefit women. No matter, I don't give a fuck how you put it. If he's paying all the bills, if you going 50-50 with gender roles, that's where y'all fuck up. Y'all I think a lot of women, like I hear this 50-50 conversation with women, with black women especially, and I think there are a group of black women who still desire to have this life that they perceive that white women were experiencing. But white women are down to the internet telling you, girl, that we were lying. We were lying. We were not protected. We were oppressed just the same way the men in your group are oppressing you. Because at the end of the day, yes, all men. So we were lying. We were trying to give the impression that we were having this life. And I feel like black women feel there are groups, I'm not saying all, I'm saying groups of black women who feel like I deserve what I perceived that white women were experiencing. I deserve to experience that. But the white women are telling you that was not their experience. They were lying to you. So now what's the goal? When you know that the women were lying to you about their experience, I remember having a conversation, this idea that white women are protected by white men. They are not. They are not, quote, protected. Your oppressor can't protect you, right? White women were, quote, protected under, rooted in racism, right? And labor, free labor. I need, like, but it's almost like when you think white women are protective, white women's, her tears will activate the men, right? And so that gives a perception that they're protected. No, the tears activate the men to play out their racist game, right? So a black man says something to a white woman, she comes with her tears, whether she's truthful or not, that gives them, oh, now I'm already rooted in my racism, and now you talking to one of our women. And that looked like protection to a lot of people, but those women weren't protected. They were oppressed, and they tell you that they were. They really tell you that they were oppressed. And I think black women need to abandon, because black women are still throwing dicks in each other's faces when it comes to these men, because they still see the value in being partnered, right? Even though the stats show you, my dear, may not make it to even a 10-year relationship, a 10-year marriage. And that's fine. If you need to exit your marriage for whatever reason, girl, you don't even need a reason. I don't like this motherfucker anymore. I'm going down to the courthouse. I don't like them. Irreconcilable differences. We can't reconcile our differences. So hold on. I meant to do something. Okay, that's what I wanted to do. All right, give me 1 second. Girl, I love when all the morning meetings are canceled. Oh, I'd be like, let me check my calendar, and it'd be like, cancel, cancel, cancel. Yes, cancel, 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 cancel. The first meeting I have is after noon. La, 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 la. But I have something else to do. I'm working on a project for helping this girl get her numbers down. She's out of compliance. Okay. And so what was I saying? So yeah, so there's still a group of women, and I believe that there will always be a group of women who literally look for male validation, believing that, the man is the center. They're very male centric, very male centered, male identified. And they're always going to be that women, because we live under a system that programs them to be like that. And unless you step out or update your operating system, or step out of the matrix and then like observe it without trying to participate in it, when you observe it and you see it, you're like, and this actually doesn't benefit me in any way I put it, and from any angle, it's not benefiting me. And then what I think what happens with a lot of women They get married, and then they fall into this television version of a housewife, and that's not even really who they are, but they're just playing a role. That gets tiring. It's unsustainable. So then they realize, oh, I've been duped. Whether I'm going 50-50 and operating under gender roles, right? Or I'm allowing him to pay all the bills and I'm just literally working for room and board. You're the house manager, aren't you? Right? While I was logging in, I was thinking, if you believe that men should be providing for you, you are operating under a system of patriarchy. You are agreeing to the system of patriarchy if you believe that a man's role is to, one, protect and provide, be the head of household, be the leader, right? And he's supposed to pay all the bills, and you work for room and board. You do the domestic work. You're the house manager, right? If you agree that men should be paying all the bills, you are in fact in agreement and in alignment with the patriarchy. And newsflash, the patriarchy doesn't have any plans for you. None. When I hear women say men should pay the bills, men had to pay all the bills because women weren't even allowed to go and get lines of credit anywhere. So they had to pay all the bills. The women weren't working. And I really find it a bit psychotic that women in 2025, like I always say, age of the electric car and solar power homes, do you want to mimic a time when women didn't have rights and then romanticize it? There's nothing romantic about being a domestic free laborer. Nothing. I don't care how you slice it. My man pays all the bills. Then you operating under a system of patriarchy. You're operating in a system that tells you not to work, provide domestic labor. He works, he pays all the bills. The only reason that model worked back in the day because the women had no options. They had to, right? Although there were a lot of women who were like opting out of the marriage thing and going on to college and doing those things, right? There are gaggles of women who like rejected that and like, I'm not getting married to no one. I'm actually going to go get my job and my career. That drives me all the way back to these black men and other. I've only seen black men. I haven't seen any white men online happy that the women are not getting SNAP benefits. But there are a couple of videos running around of black men. I let you listen to them the other day, rejoicing that women are not don't have access to benefits. So then the women have to depend on them, believing that women have to depend on them. There are gaggles of women who would rather stuff a denim jacket up their pussy than to be dependent on a man. I before I was dependent on a man, I don't know what I would do, but there would never, ever, ever, there has never been a time in my life where I depended on financially depended on a man. Ever, never. I never put myself in that position. I was always told, even by the male centered women in my life, always have your own. Because when you don't have your own, the men will exploit it and then they'll use it. And these men think that they're going to have access to women because the women are now without. So now right? What did TD Jakes say? Create a need. So they figure if the woman doesn't have access to food, then I'm available to have a woman. Do you think that any woman would want to be partner with you and that's your motivation? Now y'all got to depend on us. And that's what they want. That's why they tell you don't go to school. We don't care about your basket weaving degrees. They don't want you to go to school because they want you to depend on them. They want to be able to say that I have a domestic laborer in my house and she's a maid, a mule, a manager, a medic, a meteorologist, a mattress, a maitre d'. She's a welcoming motherfucking committee. She's the house manager. She's the medic, right? She's always telling you when to go to the doctor. Da, 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 da. And the crazy part is, y'all be desiring to be in these relationships, and all you do is turn around and become a free laborer. And I really, there's nothing wrong. To me, there's nothing wrong with going half when there's no gender roles. Do you understand? So y'all be going half and then stepping into gender roles. And then that's where you feel like you're being used. But if you were going 50-50 in a mutually beneficial, collaborative, cooperative, reciprocal, then there's nothing wrong. We don't have, I have, for those that are operating under a relationship that is collaborative, cooperative, mutually beneficial, and reciprocal, I have no problems. No gender roles. Whatever needs to be done gets done. I have no problem with that. If you are in a relationship with a person who is collaborating with you, cooperating with you, and y'all have a common goal, it doesn't feel like you're on two different teams competing for something. You're like, I don't even know why you're competing with me, because literally, what are we competing for? Just a W on the board? Girl, I don't have time. But for those that are in relationships with people who it is reciprocal, y'all work together. A lot of these men and women really do need to do team building exercises where the man is actually working and not sitting there telling you what to do, right? That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel about the situation. So I'm going to read you this thread.
Particularly across all of my, first thing I noticed online is that there are a lot of women posting their boyfriends, their husbands, and like cropping out the face entirely. Like people would drop entire videos of their wedding or their surprise proposal, and every angle of the man was just like completely obscured. And I was just like, why are people doing this?
And I think that's why some people are kind of rejecting what Meg is going through, like this content that she's been putting out with Clay. They're like, girl, we're in the era where we're not flaunting and we're not posting our quote boyfriends on our page. Girl, get his ass out of here. Show him show him taking the pictures. Like there's a picture of Megan sitting at a table, like a dinner table, and there's a mirror in front of her or behind her. There's a mirror behind her, and you could see Clay very far off on the other side of the table taking a picture of her. That's all we need to see of him. Right? You know what I'm saying? We don't need to see all this heart with keys and a house in the back. Girl, don't nobody give a fuck. Don't nobody care. I think that's why Meg is getting that type of response. But on the other side, the lover girls are like upset because she didn't project to them, this male-centered video and all this other stuff. But anyways, boyfriends are embarrassing. Men are embarrassing. They will embarrass you. You know what I tell you? Don't say nothing nice about these motherfuckers, because in 2 weeks flat, he's gonna make you regret that you gave him a compliment. He's gonna make you regret it.
So weird. And you kind of ask them and they insist this is about privacy, but for some reason it's like you want privacy, but you still want the sort of like
social capital
that comes with being in a relationship. And I was like really wanting to get into why people are doing that. So then I just started asking a bunch of women, for those of you who had your partners, why do you do it? And the responses I got back were insane. And there was like an interesting subsect of women, and something I've noticed across line, particularly across all of my comments, of women who were just like, being with a man, period, is embarrassing. Like, it doesn't matter about anything that was said before. Just the very act of being with a man is somewhat embarrassing. And then I really wanted to get in.
And I really had to tell this man this morning, because he was like, ooh, look at your face. And I was like, bitch, the fact that you find me unattractive is a blessing. Thank you for thinking that I'm ugly. Bitch, even though I know this mug is sitting, honey. I've always thought I look like a boy. I feel like, I'm from Andromeda. So I've always felt like I've looked like a little, I felt I always look like a little mannish. I've always felt like that about myself. But I feel like it's really because I'm an Andromedan starseed. So I feel like I have a good mixture of that masculine and feminine energy. You understand what I'm saying?
to that, because I thought that's what's really interesting here. And you kind of just can tell there is this feeling, men are going this way, women are going that way, right? Whether it's our politics, education, income, employment, women are on a upwards trajectory, like leveling up, becoming the best version of themselves, and men are not keeping up. And so now when you see
I keep saying that the men are not evolving. The men are trying to conserve old ideas, patriarchal ideas. That's what a conservative, what do you call them? Conservatives. I was about to say conservator. Conservatives are trying to conserve the patriarchy. That's all it is. It's conserving the patriarchy, where men rule, men create conflict, havoc, chaos. I watched the Aileen Wuornos, the serial killer. I watched a film about her last night. It's called Queen of the Serial Killers on Netflix. And I'm sorry, but I know those men were like, she was a prostitute. It was so funny how they were trying to slap morality on her, but at the same time, she was in situations where men were buying sex from her and then beating her and raping her and not paying her. This is, if you are a sex worker and you have sex with a man and he doesn't pay you, that's assault to me. I feel like that should be considered assault, because the agreement and the consent is based on an exchange of currency. And when you don't give me that exchange of currency, that means I'm not consenting unless there's an exchange of currency. If you don't give me my money, you raped me. That's how I feel. Shout out to the sex workers. That's how I feel about it. And this man had the nerve to say, a police chief captain had the nerve to say that Aileen wasn't attractive. I didn't understand how she had customers. You niggas stick your dicks in dead bodies. You stick your dicks in turkeys down to the Butterball factory. You stick your dick in holes in walls. Okay? So don't tell me that Aileen Wuornos wasn't attractive and you didn't understand how she had customers. When she talked about how she laid these, she's like, I've already killed 2 people. She was like, if I know I'm going to go down for these people, I'm going to take a couple more with me. I said, oh, bitch. I was laying in the bed and I was like, I'm not mad at her. I'm taking a couple more of these Johns with me. Oh, yes. I know I'm going to get in trouble, so I'm going to take a few more with me. That's exactly what the fuck she said. I was like, I ain't even mad at her. She even said some of the men didn't sexually assault her, but they did assault her, like they fought her. And she wop, 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 wop. That'll fuck them up. Wop, 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 wop. I'm going to do my stuff. Yeah. And the men, when I tell you, the judge, the district attorney, the defense attorney, no, I'm sorry, the prosecutor, then they found out. So the prosecutor said, I know we're talking about men being embarrassing, but the prosecutor said, Richard Mallory did not have a criminal past. He was an innocent person. Bah, 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 bah. Then they found out Richard Mallory had been convicted, incarcerated for RAPE. And then the doctor's notes, because he was in like a facility, the doctor's notes said that he is a threat to anybody who's around him, that they cannot count on him not committing a sexually violent act against someone if we let him out of here. And he was let out. And the district attorney was not the defense prosecuting attorney still said, well, she deserved to die. She deserved her sentence. That man, she killed that man. He tried to rape her, or he did. And she said the only thing he didn't do that she said he did was sodomize her. She said he did not do that, but the rest of the stuff he did. And she was like, I don't even know why I said that he did that. I was just thinking about all the shit that I know that people have gone through with men, and with myself and with other people that I know. And I was just like naming off stuff. But she said, if I'm going to get in trouble for these 2 men that I've already killed, I'm taking a few more with me. And then she got to the point, I remember like when they executed her, I remember it being this thing that she was like, I'm ready to go. Y'all, what's cruel and unusual is that y'all are making me wait to be executed. I want to be executed. I don't want to be on this hell hole anymore where I've been harmed since the beginning of time, and the men have harmed me. They don't care about prostitutes. They don't. So even if it came out that the man that I killed first was a person who was deemed violent and deemed, all of these things in his records, but even to the point that the prosecuting attorney was like, he doesn't have any criminality. Y'all didn't check. The girl that interviewed the prosecuting attorney was like, I found that he had been convicted, and I've read the doctor's notes where when he was put in a facility, and I found them like in a day. So you're telling me that your office didn't find any information on this man, and you made him seem like an innocent victim of Aileen Wournos? Girl, no. And then when she told Aileen that, she was like, Aileen didn't know that that man had been convicted. She didn't know. All she knew is that she was defending herself when this man tried to harm her and wore his ass out. Wah, 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 wah. I'm going to do my stuff. That's what she did. Baby, when she said, I'm going to take a few more with me, a few more Johns, a few more of these nasty, dirty dick men who will stick their dicks in everything. The fucking film opened with the fucking police captain's voiceover saying that he didn't understand how Aileen had customers. She was so unattractive. Well, she had a lot of customers because we know that a lot of you motherfuckers will stick your dick in anything, even a cold hole. I used to say a warm, wet hole, but y'all will stick your dicks in dry, cold, dead holes. I just watched a documentary on Ed Gein, fucking dead bodies. Y'all will stick your dicks in anything, and you know it. That's why I don't understand how women be upset with when their pathology. What are you surprised for? Like, girl, they said the men were down there fucking turkeys down to the Butterball factory. I was not surprised. They don't like to hire men in mortuaries. You know why? Because they fuck dead bodies. Right. So let's finish listening to how men are embarrassing. Okay.
Woman who is just killing it in her prime, and then you see her with a man, it's like, whoa. Oh, the men have like, it's been a mixture. Some men have been like, I hear what she's saying. I agree collectively as men, we need to do better. And but those aren't the most vocal voices. I think there are a lot of men being just kind of outraged and saying things like, this is why you're going to be alone, and this is why no one wants you, and you're just angry and you're mad and you're bitter and you're jealous. A lot of that, I think a lot of men probably feel a bit, I guess worried or threatened that if being seen with a man is embarrassing, what does it mean for them? And I think they worry about that and they project that on me. But overall, they're just really, really angry, and understandably. But this is what I wanted to spark. I wanted people to feel angry because I wanted people to be convinced, or not convinced, or just like energized to change. Basically, if being with a man now is embarrassing, then collectively men need to just step up. First thing I noticed online is that there are a lot of women posting their boyfriends, their husbands.
So I left a comment.
First thing I noticed online is that there are a lot.
My comment says, shout out to the men in the comments affirming the fact that they are in fact quite embarrassing. And I'm going to read you some of the comments from men's. That they have this comment has 763 likes, and it says that it has, hold on, let me go back to it. It says that it has 44 replies. So I'm going to read you some of the replies from the men and what they said. Now, these men more than likely consider themselves good men, right? Because no man knows a rapist. No man knows an ain't shit nigga. No, they don't know. They don't know any ain't. Did y'all do your homework when I told you to go out and ask the guy friends, guys that you know, do they have any in their friend group or in the close proximity to them that are ain't shit? They'll be like, no, all of the niggas are upstanding. I like that post said, we know a lot of women who have been raped, but it's somehow for some reason no man knows a rapist. I don't know no rapist. But you could go out about to burn the place down. You could go out and ask 10 women, have they been sexually assaulted? And half of them will say yes. 4 of them out of the 10 will say yes. So I'm going to read you some of the replies. Someone said, take a look in the mirror. Someone said, if it's up to you, if it's you in the profile, stop it. Single mom energy. The next pandemic is right around the corner. And I said, single equals no man, and no man equals better health and peace of mind. Nice try. This other person, his name is Follow God FN. So I figure his name is Follow God Fuck Nigga. I feel y'all because I be embarrassed too. Can't take y'all nowhere. I said, so you're wishing a pandemic would happen so that will give you the space where somebody will actually need you. Don't you have a family already? Worry about whether your family needs you. Women do not need y'all, and you can't take it. If losing our minds means that we don't partner or procreate with you demons, then I'd rather lose my mind. Somebody said, it's funny how women never level up to do manual labor that keeps countries' infrastructure intact. As if raising children doesn't keep as if having babies and raising children doesn't keep your infrastructure intact. And the fact is, they've erased so much history of women's creations and what women have done that there are men in the world who believe that men created all of this. They do. The man said 90% of the US infrastructure is ran and managed by men. That's a lie. Women don't have the strength, right, to do those jobs effectively. If you have a better stat or reference, let me know. So he's asking me to do labor for him. Did you see that? I'm not about to tell you that what I said, that's a lie. They just really be lying. But in order to live in a world where you feel like it's no different from the illusion of white supremacy. These men feel like they are above you. They feel like they're stronger than you, and they're going to beat you in the head to be with them. This one man said he can't wait for the next pandemic, even though the divorce rate skyrocketed during the pandemic. People were like, oh, I don't like this person. We are in close proximity to each other all day, right? Because before you was going to work. So you didn't spend a lot of time with the motherfucker. But then when you had to spend 24/7 with that motherfucker and your only escape was the bathroom or the balcony, or you couldn't go nowhere, you were trapped. A lot of women realize, oh, bitch. A lot of men realize, oh, bitch, I don't want this. This is not it. I don't even like this person for real. A lot of people found that out during the panorama. So a pandemic is not going to bring women your way. And if you notice, all of the men, the women have to be in some type of destitution. They have to feel like they're in need in order for the man to feel like he has a place. I said that isn't true. I said the truth is men dominate field roles. Women are underrepresented in the field, right? But in management, engineering, and policy, the number is exaggerated. 90%. You guys are not running infrastructure 90%. Okay. I said men are better at taking orders, which is why women are in management positions of the US infrastructure. It is not managed by men. Y'all need to be in the field. Go build a house and put some electricity cables up. Get out there. Yes. That's what you're supposed to be doing, motherfucker. Aren't y'all the builders? You say you the builders. So get out there and build a goddamn community. If it wasn't, girl, not wishing it's coming. I'm just saying here is people need to keep the same energy when it does. I said 3 slurs. Oh, somebody called me. I can't. Oh, I must have blocked them because they called me a lesbian. They said something, and I said 3 slurs in one comment, just trying to defend being, just you trying to defend that you're not embarrassing. Um, and he says, yet you women still have kids with them. Remember I tell you, when they put you women, they see you as opposition. If you hear a man having a conversation and he refers to women as you women, he is an op. Okay. Somebody said, go take your medication. I said, and you go suck a dick. And then somebody said something about my face. Something about my face. What did they say? I don't know where they went. But they said something about my face. And I said, and they had a silhouette. And I said, and you don't have one. And I'm so glad that I'm unattractive to you. Why would I want to be attractive to the most violent group of people in human history? I want to be unattractive to you. I don't think they realize that. Like, some women don't want you to be attracted to them. They don't care. Call them everything you want to call them. You think being a single mother is a slur. You think a certain look you don't like. You call everybody ugly. But if I wanted to fuck you, I could. Yeah. If I wanted to fuck you, I could. You can call me ugly all day, but I know I could fuck you. Girl, the fuck out of here. Somebody said it's dating them is a humiliation ritual. I said it absolutely is a rite of passage. Some women keep doing it over and over and over again, expecting different results, which is the definition of insanity. So you literally have to be insane to partner and be in proximity to one of these embarrassing human beings. I love that the women are saying that the men are embarrassing, and I love that the men are crashing out. Somebody said, "Who hurt you?" I said, "A man. Get some new material." If being with the man is embarrassing, then collectively men just need to step up. But why should I, when there's going to be a group of women on the other end of this with supporting the men in this message? They don't want those women. They want the women that are rejecting them. So when the women have critique, they want to prove, and all they do is prove what the critique is saying. Whatever you say about them, they come trying to defend it, but prove your statement. How are you defending something while simultaneously proving my point? You motherfuckers are embarrassing. Haven't met a man who hasn't embarrassed me yet. Being with a man is embarrassing. Simply means you could be a woman thinking you're in a happy relationship and boom, he has a baby by someone else. Or you find out he has a boyfriend too. The list can go on. That's what that means. You just really never know. Women do feel this way. She's just the one to say it out loud or on a large platform. She's just writing that her research showed. She's not blaming. Raising my 4-year-old daughter has led me to believe that as a collective, we are embarrassing, especially looking at the leaders of this country. We all can do better. Somebody said, we are embarrassing, though, laughing emoji. It means no matter how happy you are or seem to be, or how long y'all been together, he can always find ways to embarrass you. So women feel now then rather not post who they are with, and in case a relationship ends, they could take the L and nobody would know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like if you are have a partner, I don't know, but it's like they're trying to gain with other women who operate in the same way. They're trying to gain social capital. There are literally women in the world that believe that marriage unlocks an achievement for you. A little badge ding, 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 comes up in the air. When I tell you there are thousands of women who think like that, there's not a like the reach is growing, and I post to my Instagram stories different women, white, Asian, Latino. I post them so that you can see it's not just me. Number one, it's not just me, because I can get down here and talk my shit, but y'all be like, it's her, it's her, it's her. That's how she feels. That's how she feels. No, 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 it's not me. I don't even. I there. Every now and again, I tell you about an experience that I had, but I don't talk about myself all the time. I be talking about what's going on in out. So how could it be just me? When I'm giving you examples of other people, are they all dating the same nigga? Just one man is going around doing all this stuff. Millions of women acting like this, killing these women every fucking day. And it's always somebody they know. And it proves the statistic. When women die in homicide or murder, it is from someone they know or their intimate partner. Just had a man, I just read a story. This woman, her fiance, was under the influence, asked her daughter to take his keys. He shot the daughter in the face. He shot your daughter in. She said, and now he's on the run. She said, we gonna find you, motherfucker. We gonna find you. She said, if that's a last breath, we gonna find you. He's on the run. Shot her daughter in the face. The daughter is alive. He didn't kill her, but you shot me in my face. Embarrassing. And what's crazy? Who else just got embarrassed? Kiki Jones. What's her name? Then, y'all. He told me it was my fault, y'all. Girl, she dealing with something else over there. I don't know what the fuck is going on. But again, he embarrassed you. And everything leading up to your embarrassment is you bragging to the girls. Take me through hell. Take me through hell. Take me through hell. Take me through hell. Isn't that what the girl is saying? Take me through that. Take me through that. Fix his lunch. It will always be those women, always. And I'll be down here to talk shit about them, telling them how stupid they sound. Because if you sound anything like it and you see how stupid it looks and sound, maybe you will change how you project. Because this shit is crazy. The men killing the women, they're embarrassing the women. It's not all men, but it's always a man. What they say? That's what the kids say. You know, I say it's never all, but it's always some. And I say yes, all of them, because they're all socialized the same. Some lean into it, some reject it. Very few reject it because they benefit from it. I don't have to change. I don't have to change. There's always going to be a gaggle of women who are going to be enforcing the tenets of the patriarchy. Women out here telling you 50-50. Why y'all going 50-50 with these men? They need to be paying all the bills. That means that, what? That doesn't even make sense to me. I don't even understand that. I don't get it. All the homes that, like, even my aunt and uncle both work. They're very successful, and they both worked, and it was very egalitarian. There were no gender roles. And I really truly believe that the model that people are trying to mimic is sincerely why the divorce rates are like that. Because y'all are operating from something you thought was reality. Television didn't help. Music doesn't help with reinforcing these ideas. But then you step into the reality of the thing. That's why so many people say marriage is hard. Because a lot of the times you go in with an idea and the idea is completely shattered when you get into the thick of it. And then you are operating from this delusion of forever. I'm going to be with this person forever, not accounting for changing at all. And then even when you do change, we got to get back to how do we get back to something and we're no longer those people? We can't get back to that. We're not those people anymore. It's never going to be that again. We're different people. We have evolved. We have changed. I'm just saying. That's why people say it's hard. Oh, marriage is hard and this and that. Because y'all are trying to do something that nobody tells you. They tell you you're supposed to do that, but nobody tells you that you don't have to do that. You don't. But part of that social clout and that social currency is acting like you have the model, you are practicing the model, you are operating under the template. It's gender roles over here. He's paying for everything. And then y'all come out like, and then a year, 2 years, 5 years, 16 years, 17 years, 18 years, 25 years, this motherfucker embarrasses you. This whole time he's had a family on the other side of town. Or he had a baby, right? That's why there are a lot of women who leave when the baby comes because it's evidence of his indiscretions. If there were no evidence of his indiscretions, in order to maintain her social capital, she would stay with that man. That's why I say, and I stand on it, that if Melody Holt was not on television, she more than likely would have stayed with Martell. But he had a baby on her. Now you got me out here looking real crazy. You got me out. And if I stay with you, like Letitia, like you probably, like she clearly has no shame. The girl clearly has no shame. This man embarrassed you every season in front of everybody. And the reason why we use the reality shows and talk about the reality shows, because the truth is that's really happening. Look at Peach McIntyre, her 9 kids and her cheating husband that she takes back over and over and over and over and over again. He consistently embarrasses her. She keeps taking it back, taking it back, taking it back, taking it back. Why would he change? And why would she expect him to change? He's not going to change. Why would? His name is Wood. Why would he change? But he might embarrass her. I remember her finding a condom in the car. Embarrassing. Girl, what the fuck? So these are regular people just documenting their shit on social media. But we use the realities, as examples and talk about these examples. And then people are sharing their stories, real life people. Look at Kiki Jones sharing her stories, bragging, right? My husband is my husband. That man looks like he doesn't even know you, let alone like you. He looks like he don't even like you're a stranger. Who is this lady rubbing on my face? Who is this lady I walked down the aisle with? And he really walked down the aisle and gave vows to God that you were going to be with this person forever, and you don't even like them. They could play. I tell you, these motherfuckers can play a role just like you playing the role for society. They be playing the role right on with you in the relationship. And then when it's all said and done, the motherfuckers be like, I ain't never liked your ass. You be like, what the fuck? What? Well, nigga, I ain't really never liked you neither. I ain't never liked your ass either. Here, let me read some more comments and then we're going to go. I read her article and it's actually quite tame. I wonder if the bitter and angry man actually read the article or just upset at the title alone. If you criticize a man in the patriarchy where they are the highest honor in the hierarchy, I'm a man, I have a penis, I'm the best thing ever, simply because I have a penis. My personality be damn. My emotional intelligence be damn. I'm a motherfucking man. And I have the ability to overpower you. That's why these men kill women like that are trying to leave them. They want to prove that. That's why they say their penis, their gun is an extension of their penis, right? Because I'm going to show you I'm a man at the end of the day. And if I want to take you out of here, I'm going to take you out of here. You want to leave me? I'm taking you out of here. That's how I'm gonna prove my manhood. You're not gonna be able to leave me, but we'll continue to embarrass you. So many stories every day we see on these things, these stories of these men being violent to women trying to leave. The women are like, oh girl, I don't want to even be in this anymore. And the man's like dragging her by the hair, like, you're gonna stay in this relationship. Why? You don't even like me. And that's what I'd be wondering in the comments. The men have so much vitriol. And you'll be like, Erikkka, you got vitriol too. I don't like these niggas. I done told you, I don't understand. I don't like these niggas. I don't like how they're socialized. I don't like them. I don't like how they're socialized. I don't like how they're socialized. I don't. It's not conducive to, I'm so glad that I realized it wasn't conducive to my well-being. And like, oh, yeah, you don't have to participate in none of this shit. Oh, yeah, I don't. But there's so many women that feel like I have to, they're playing a game. I always give you a video game analogy. And it's grayed out. It's a little wedding dress, a little bouquet of flowers, and a ring. And it's grayed out on the side of the screen. Some women are walking the path so they can unlock that achievement. They really, truly feel like it's an achievement to gain a man. Ooh, God damn it. Yikes. But they really operate that way. And you know it because when they get into arguments, what are they doing? Throwing dicks. Throwing dicks. At least I got a man. You just bitter and jealous and da 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 da. Girl, I'll see you in 8 years. I'll see you in 2.5 years. And then the women, they paint themselves into a corner by entering relationships believing that they have to mimic some shit they saw on TV or heard in a song or saw in a movie. And it's like, girl, like I told you, that girl Kiki. Oh, that Don Julio. I make you act a foolio. You down here with Don Julio in the camera talking about, And then they show her later that they didn't got into a physical altercation. She was like, I don't want nobody to hurt nobody. Girl, shut up. A man doesn't care about your person. You don't give a fuck. Let them find. He's in jail. They said he's in jail because he put his hands on her. I'm pressing charges too. You don't have to worry about. The state has gotten on to the fact that a lot of these women don't even want to press charges. So guess what we gonna do? We gonna press charges since you won't, bitch. We'll pick it up. Thank you. Thank you for bringing our attention to this violent man. Since you won't press charges, since you want to protect his ass, we're gonna use father law, and we gonna pick it up. So don't worry about it. You ain't gotta press charges. We got you. Validation of a man. That's it, and it's. I mean, I've just been waiting for this day for a long time. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. I'm going to go now, but the women are finally waking up, and I still have to keep in mind, as well as you do, that we have all operated in a way under this system that where we have abandoned ourselves, whether we are people pleasing, not saying no, overextending ourselves, giving more than even what we had. There's all of us. I really, like the woman said, it's like a humiliation ritual. But I do feel like it's a rite of passage. And I do feel like a lot of women keep trying to go through it and go through it, thinking because they feel like they're deserving of that. Like, I was promised a prince, and I'm going to kiss all these frogs trying to find a prince. God bless you. God bless you. Oh, bless you, bless you, bless you. Bless your heart, girl. Bless your heart. And they really want to have their fantasy fulfilled, and they want that little bag to be like, bing, I got this gold badge. Oh, Mary, take me through hell, take me through hell. And then in 7 to 8 years, you like, girl, ooh, motherfucker, get on my nerves. You be ready to hit a motherfucker in the head with a fucking frying pan, bitch. But it's a rite of passage, and you just gotta, for the girls that like they go through it over and over and over and over and over again, it's just like, you're not tired, but they trying to find what they feel that they owe, that they're due. And a lot of men feel the same way, like they feel that they're due a woman. And so the fact that women are independent, that angers men. I need you to be dependent on me. But no, women have access to things now, and they don't need that dynamic in their life. It's not necessary. And I don't think that they have updated their operating system because they're still trying to. But then the women that are like that, once they enter in that relationship based on this idealized version of how it's going to look, then they realize, oh shit, it's nothing like how I envisioned it. That honeymoon phase is a motherfucker. And when it's over, it's a motherfucker because you're like, oh, they say something weird and you're like, what? Where did you get that from? Because you really don't know a person. You really don't know. And they have all these thoughts and ideas in their head. And sometimes they let you know what they are in conversation. And you're like, what did you just say? You still getting to know somebody. That's why people say they wake up one day and they're like, oh, do I even really know you for real? Because what you said was crazy. Somebody said, be careful be careful who you listen to on the internet. Too many people believe that they are experts in this generation. Just know that most mental stable, attractive people don't need to be online pushing agendas and seeking clout. They're actually living their lives in private without these so-called influencers being in their business. So just dismiss everything she's saying as if she doesn't have examples of what she's saying to back up her theory, and not other women co-signing on it based on their experience. And more than likely, there are some therapists in there, there are some sociologists in there that have had these experiences. So they're professionals at observing human behavior, psychologists, therapists. sociologists. They are. That's part of what they do. And so reports come out, statistics are done on the people, surveys are done. These are people that we are surveying so that we can figure out what's going on. And a lot of these people are saying that after, on an average of 8 years, I don't want to be married anymore. And here are some of the reasons why these women don't want to be married anymore. So whether or not, see, there's always some, never all, always some, because every situation is happening. There are people in great relationships, have no problems, get along great, egalitarian, 50-50, no gender roles. But we have noticed that women who operate under the idea of gender roles and are going 50-50, they're realizing that they are married single mothers. The psychologists, psychology today, married single mothers, the women they smiling for everybody, smiling for everybody. He's the head of household, you running everything. Girl, no, get out of here. Y'all are embarrassing. So it is what it is. And they're just saying men are. They're not even going all the way out on the limb and like, your brother might be embarrassing. That's a man. Doesn't mean you have to be in a romantic relationship. But a lot of this is in the context of men and just embarrassing women. It's terrible. It's a terrible thing.
First thing I noticed online is that.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go now. Oh yeah, I have something to talk about. We talk about Scrappy and who says that he doesn't want a manly ass female. Anyways, I gotta go. We're gonna come back for another video. This one was super duper long. Hopefully, I don't have to cut too much out. I think I paused at the right times when I had to get up, so I don't have to cut those like lull moments out. Anyways, y'all let me know what you think. I'm glad that the girls are waking up, but we also have to acknowledge and accept that there will always be the women who reinforce patriarchal ideas by even telling you don't go 50-50. I don't think that you should, I don't know. I, I'm not saying anything else. I'm going to go take care of each other, protect your energy. Let's get down in the comments. Peace.